Hello and welcome to the February edition of the Carnegie Report. My name is Gary Peer.
And I'm Leo Samuel.
And Happy New Year to you, Leo.
You too, Gary.
Good to see you. 2017.
I know,
How
time
quickly
flies
it came
already.
around. Unbelievable scenes, isn't it? We're here for a big new year, viewers, and I think it will be a big new year. My prediction is that this year, 2017, is going to be another very strong real estate year. And why wouldn't it be? Why shouldn't it be?
Why
Leo?
shouldn't it be?
You've got great developments, you've got low unemployment, you've got low interest rates, you've got a lot of confidence in the market. Is there any reason that you can see why it won't be a good year?
Unbelievable, especially the areas that we cover.
Yep.
You know, the shortage of good quality supply, good offerings, and there's just huge demand for the Bayside region, especially Carnegie and surrounds.
I consider that we are blessed to be in the areas that we are. I often say that, Leo. But so are the buyers and so are the sellers. Well, the sellers are hopefully staying in good areas, but certainly the buyers are getting into good areas. So you should forever feel confident about putting your funds and money into Carnegie and surrounds. Let's talk a bit about how last year finished, Leo. It was a solid year. We've got some reviews to talk. I want to talk a little bit about underquoting and the new laws that are coming in as well, because there's been a lot of action, hasn't there, over the last few months, particularly last week or two. Lots of agents getting in trouble. Naughty real estate agents. We can talk about them. But first, let's talk about some of the sales last year, because we finished off, and you know, in real estate terms, it was just sort of yesterday, because there is that long break where really nothing happens.
January is always
it's always a very quiet, even though we do a bit of work and we're still around. It's not a busy month. But we finished last year. We had a great sale in MURRUIMBEENA, Lidson Street. You want to tell us a bit about that one?
Yeah, 22 Lidson Street was a competitive auction. Sold for $1,365,000. We've had a great run in Lidson Street. We sold the last three houses there the last 2 years.
It's been a very good street for us. Tell me what we think we're going to get there.
We were expecting interest. I thought up to 1.25, and that's pretty much where the reserve was.
Okay.
And it was very competitive on the day. Great crowd too.
A lot of people at that auction, I remember that. Lillianwood Road, Ormond, which is another great address. That one sold well, $475,000. Yeah,
it was partially negotiated, sold to an investor client, which we manage as well. Good offering, and I love those courtyard apartment, Gary. Those apartments with the courtyards, can't go wrong buying them.
Poth Road, interesting.
Poth Road. So we talk about
commercial
clearance
property?
rates and things like that. Our agency, Gary Peer and Associates, sold across the board in MURRUIMBEENA and Carnegie and Glen Huntly. And we had the opportunity to sell a retail shop. $200,000 over reserve. Well, $871,000, a fantastic.
Poth Road, the same address that we sold a church in recently. I want to talk quickly just about it and just interrupt you here out of order, but we also talked briefly about our clearance rate. I asked Leo, because he keeps stats, he's a very orderly and organised man. If you haven't worked that out, for those that know what I'm talking about, a great statistician of our office and organisation. So we went back through last year to all of our sales, because often you rate, you know, how you're going on your clearance rates. And your clearance rates last year?
Yeah,
how many, hang on, let me ask you more. How many properties did you not sell that you were entrusted to sell in Carnegie, Gary Peer Carnegie, in 2016?
Well, I'm proud to say that whatever we had listed for auction, our clearance rate, we only had one unsold.
Very disappointed. What happened to that? What happened to that one?
That one there.
It's always that one, isn't it?
They couldn't run away fast enough from us, but we ended up managing it for them still. So
they didn't
still retain it and may come up on the market.
Well, they didn't run anywhere if they kept it. Did we rent it out for them? Did we rent it out? No, okay, good. Okay, well, thank you for that, client, for making us human, because if you sold everything, and because
they were thrilled with our service, they wanted to stay.
Good. So we do a bit of volume. If you sold everything, people probably wouldn't believe it, but there's that one. Anyway, we rented it out. You never know, it might sell this year. We did sell Victory Street in MURRUIMBEENA. Had a great victory. Let's talk a little bit about that. What we thought we'd get there.
It was the strangest auction. We were expecting interest between $1 to $1.1 million for this home. It was quite unique because it was on a rectangular block. Ended up selling. I was on the market like at $1,068,000, something like that. Ended up selling just towards the top end of the range, so it sold for $1,090,000.
That's it.
And right within the range, which was great result for both vendor and seller.
Tyrone Street, probably one of the most potent auctions in terms of competition and result for the year. Right at the end of December, tell us through that.
Can't believe that result. Adam Josky, when he listed that, and we're proud to say that we've had some amazing results in the McKinnon zone. Tyrone Street near Joyce Park there. We were expecting interest around that 1.5 level. That's pretty much where the reserve was.
Yes.
I did the auction there. I had 6 bidders going for that, and literally it was a land offering, unhabitable house, sold for $1,960,000 for a pull down, Gary.
Isn't that fantastic? Fisher Street, another great result in East Malvern. We do service East Malvern. We love that area. That one went well, $515,000. I had the pleasure of doing that auction together with Graham, who handled it well. Had a few buyers there, and I think the buyer actually, I think they maybe just sort of rocked up on the day. I'm not sure that it was the underbidder, but I know it was a bit of an odd one. But good, nothing right about the apartment. We now have it for rent. I think we might have leased it already. Anyway.
Great apartment.
So if you want a good apartment to rent, have a look at that one in East Malvern. Great block, great result, and well done to Graham. Graham, he always comes through though, doesn't he? He's as solid as a rock. Rob Roy Road, what a great name for a street, something out of a western. I reckon if John Wayne had to live somewhere in Melbourne, he would have lived in Rob Roy Road.
Opposite Phoenix Park.
Take us through that one, because that's another nutso result.
Yeah, so this pocket, East Melbourne, it's quite a large suburb, Gary. It
is.
Old Chatston is all
it is indeed.
now up to Warrigal Road is East Melbourne. Rob Roy Road was expecting, well, the reserve was $1,250,000.
Yep.
And it was highly competitive. I sold it for $1,626,000 for a land offering, and congratulations to the buyer there, who I'm sure is going to build something special there in time.
Yeah, it's funny, you hear about premium prices and there's people that, their general reaction is, they got nailed or they paid a big price or what a premium. And, I remember when I bought a home many years ago in Elstonwick, I walked in the office on Monday and literally got laughed at for the figure that I paid. So I'm no different to any other buyer or seller. But, it's so often the best properties are the ones you have to pay the most for.
Definitely.
And even though it seems like a premium today, tomorrow, today's premium is tomorrow's bargain.
You just stole the words out of my mouth. I was going to say that quote, but I'm a true believer of that.
Oh, me too. Mullane Street, Ormond, and especially when they're great locations like Mullane Street, Ormond. Take us through this one.
Mullane Street was it was a unique offering because it was a dual occupancy. There was two on the block, and this was the rear entry via Fraser Street.
Yes.
That was very competitive too. Sold for $950,000 on a reserve of $840,000.
Yep. And hey, I think we've got something in Fraser Street coming up too.
Yeah, another one.
Ocean Street, Ormond. Well, that was a beauty too, wasn't it? Ocean 6.
Yeah, so as we said last time, we had the privilege to sell Oceans 11 many years ago.
Yep.
Philip strategy stuff out of this auction, sold really well. It's great home, built in the 1950s over T-level. We ended up selling it for $1,803,000.
Expectation?
Reserve was on the market at $1.7 million.
Wow, fantastic. Another $100,000 over reserve. And then we finished off in Arnott Street in Ormond, had some fun with that one, sold for $908,000. And I can tell you with that one, the underbidder did just come on the day. I'm not sure about the buyer, but I know the underbidder definitely just came on the day. And I think the buyer did as well. So there you go. What can happen at auction? Yes, where there's auction, there's life, you never know. And sometimes, to be really candid, sometimes the auctions aren't always going as well as you think, and you think, I've had vendors say, look, maybe we should withdraw it altogether, there's not enough interest. And then something like Arnott Street happens where you get two bidders competing well beyond reserve, and they end up just coming on the day. So yes, where there's auction, there's life. Now, for those viewers that see prices and think, well, when you sell something for so much over, that must be an underquoting situation. And there's so much misinformation around this, and there's a lot of hype around it as well. So I've got to say that the agents that are in trouble at the moment for underquoting, generally the situation with that is that they've actually got an authority that says they believe the property is worth, say, $900,000, and they are quoting $800,000 plus, or $750,000 plus, or $750,000 to $850,000. So a real underquote is not a property that sells well in excess of what an agent's estimate is. It is a property that is quoted to the public at less than the vendor has indicated that they would consider selling at, or less than the agents appraised it out. So just be very aware of that, viewers, because there is some misunderstanding. And when properties go for a premium, that doesn't mean that they were underquoted. And in fact, agents' job really is to get a premium for the vendor. So, and I know that buyers don't like hearing that, and they certainly don't like paying that, and I understand that. But our job is to get the best price for the vendor. That's who retains and pays us. So anyway, I hope that clears it up a little bit. But you're always welcome to call Leo or call me or email ideas@garypeer.com.au is our general email for all sorts of things that come through from either the Carnegie or St Kilda Report or GPTV. Let's talk about 2017. We've made some predictions. We're excited about it. We think it's going to be a good year. And hey, how about some of the offerings that we've got? I've got to pinch myself and you. Is it real? Have we really got such great properties? It's unbelievable.
We've got an amazing start headed for 2017 out of the office, but
can't believe it.
Unbelievable. The demand for houses in this pocket is huge. We started our first round of open for inspections last week, Gary. The numbers for the open for inspection attendees was massive, well above the usual average that we were seeing late last year.
Well, that's important to mention that, because people, cynical viewers watching, will say, "Oh, you're just hyping it up," and agents always talk it up, and it's all self-serving or whatever. But the reality is that we do keep stats from this time to last time and how it is for corresponding periods, and we are up.
It's important.
Absolutely, we are up. So we've got some beautiful, superb offerings, and we may as well start with where we are right now, because I'm looking out into this beautiful tree green aspect on both sides. Now, this is a pretty special property, really well built, really good location, and a great address, Yendon Road.
3 at 16 Yendon Road, Carnegie. Gary and I listed this beautiful townhouse on behalf of some fabulous clients. We're big fans of our show.
They are fabulous clients. They do watch too. And cheerio to them, and thank you for the job. We're excited to have it. Go on.
Yeah, I can't wait to bring this one to the market. That starts this weekend, and it's a popular offering. We talk about demand and supply and demand, and there's just not much like this on at the moment. 3-bedroom townhouses over 2 levels in a nice boutique subdivision. Yendon Road, if you guys didn't know where that is, it's nestled lovely between Glen Huntly Road and Neerim Road, so you've got close proximity to the trams, train station, buses along Neerim Road as well.
And how much is happening around here? You know, some of the fantastic new developments and the shops and the street. And I think there's a festival on shortly. Is that not right?
There is, the Carnegie Lunar Festival.
Take us through that.
Yeah, so Saturday the 4th of February. This Saturday. This Saturday, come on down. Graham Callan from the office. Yeah, it's for the Lunar Chinese New Year.
Am I right when I say Gung Hei Fat Choi? Is that Happy New Year?
Or Chuk Mung Namoy in Vietnamese.
He's good.
Yeah, the Year of the Rooster.
Very good.
But yeah, the festival's happening. It's all happening in Koonang Road. So yeah, come check it out there. And there's lots of fire twirlers and Chinese dragons in the street.
And they're just the real estate. There's the real estate agents we're talking about.
These are the Rossdown Hotel.
That's right.
But yeah, get out and down to support the local community. It should be a good event, and it's great to see retail strips doing things like that.
So let's get back to where we are. So please come down to Koonang Road and visit our office, or send us a note through the door. Nothing abusive, if you don't mind. But how about this one?
Yendon Road.
Wrapped it up. It's a great property.
So split over 2 levels, living, separate dining, fabulous north-facing courtyard, 3 bedrooms, 1 central bathroom with additional toilet downstairs. Lock-up garage. Check this one out if you're looking for something better than an apartment and you can't afford those freestanding or those big one-of-a-pairs. Come check this one out. I think it's going to
Price
go well.
guide 7 to 770. If it sells for a whole lot more under competition, no doubt we'll be accused of underquoting, but that is the range that we're suggesting there may be buyer interest in. And it's being auctioned on the 25th of February, if I'm not mistaken, 11:30 a.m, which just so happens to be my wife's birthday, my darling.
Nice.
Let's move on though in a little bit more of an orderly fashion, because I've gone and put you out of order. The 18th of February is our first auction in the area that we're going to review. It's in McKinnon Road. McKinnon, a great address. Take us through this property. You're looking forward to it.
McKinnon Zone, we know the demand for that pocket. 306 McKinnon Road. McKinnon is a listing from Mandy Gow from the office. It's a subdivided block, so it's a perfect opportunity for a buyer to get into some quality real estate there on a subdivided block, so it's usually more affordable than those freestanding homes. Accommodation wise, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, over 1 level, with scope to improve in time, but I think it's going to go well, this one.
Well, I reckon if you can buy something single level in good condition, rounder one or low ones, 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, that sounds pretty good to me.
And a perfect investment, especially McKinnon secondary is literally about 50 metres away.
Hop, skip and jump, so that's obviously a great opportunity and a rare one. Now, there is something unique in Murrumbeena. There's been a lot of attention, a lot of interest, a lot of noise about this property, and let's talk about it a little bit. 13 Adams Street, Murrumbeena. This is a real landmark, isn't it?
What a special offering, Gary. This property started last week. Unbelievable with the numbers through. I have not seen anything like this in Murrumbeena. You should check out the video tour I did there alongside with my brother. There's a bit of footage rolling.
We've got a bit of footage on now.
But this offering, unbelievable. It was originally one big block over 1,000 square metres that's been cut into 2. And over 530 square metres. This 2-level freestanding home will truly impress. The finish here, unbelievable. You usually see townhouses in the area, the general side-by-side, but this one here is a house on a subdivided block with no common land, and I'm telling you what, for something to move into without even spending a cent, with a brand new feel, go for it.
18th of February, 11:30 a.m. Come and check that one out. Lior has the auction honours somewhere in that mid-ones. We don't know. Hard one to price.
Very hard. I found it very hard to price because there's just been nothing like this around.
Yes, we don't know the prices. People think we know, we're holding it back or hiding. We don't know. That's why we go to auction. You know, we know what we think it should be, where there should be interest, but we don't always know what they're going to go for.
We're very thankful to bring this one to the market.
Absolutely.
We've sold a lot of offerings, all different types in Murrumbeena. The last few months we talked about, Gary. We sold some churches. We sold some townhouses, obviously houses. A lot of apartments.
We're loving it in Murrumbeena. How good are the cafes around there now too? There's so many good places opening up everywhere. It is a hip place to live and invest, and certainly to buy. Let's move into Brighton East. That's always been a great suburb, and it certainly continues to be good. Hodder Street's a fantastic address, 9A Hodder. That one's also going up on the 18th at 1:30 p.m. Take us through that one, please.
Yeah, so that's Leon from the offices listing there. It's a fabulous town residence.
He's a bit of a Brighton East specialist, isn't he?
He is. And I know the builder here, Boris from Vitalmark Constructions there. He does a great job. This property, I think it's going to go very well. Hodder Street, a lot of my old mates, Corfu Grammar mates used to live in that pocket, so spent a bit of time there. But yeah, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathroom, brand new as well. Go check that one out.
Looks very affordable opportunity down on Road in Malvern East for this apartment 201 at 951 to 955 down on Road. Daniel, reselling this one, take us through this one.
Yeah, so that's a 1-bedroom apartment with a nice feel to it, good investment, potential first home. If you're looking to an entry point to the property market, be sure to check that one out.
Sounds like a good opportunity, Leo. Mackie Road in Bentley East, well, that's a great address. Jodie English, who is a bit of a Bentley specialist, I don't mind saying, new to our company, but certainly not new to real estate, a fine lady and a top performer. If you're doing something in Bentley or Bentley East, call Jodie because she's wonderful. She's provided this property to our business to sell in Mackie Road in East Bentley. Take us through it, Leo.
Mackie Road, great pocket, unbelievable that the amount of cafes opening up around that centre road pocket there as well. Yep. That area's just really kicked off since Bentley's taken off the last few years.
And is likely to continue to, but this is a beautiful family home. We're looking forward to bring you through that one, and Jodie is excited to be representing the
4-bedroom accommodation there over a single level.
MURRUIMBEENA Avenue, Carnegie, well, that's a great address. 26 MURRUIMBEENA Avenue, take us through it.
MURRUIMBEENA Avenue, as we talked about, great position there. This is a great residence, over 2 levels as well. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, fabulous entry point to the Carnegie market. It's quite large indeed from what Limor tells me, so check this one out.
I'm going to give you a crown and call you the king of Poth Road because you're back there again in Poth Road, Murrumbeena on the 25th at 1:30 p.m. Take us through this terrific property, great looking home.
Single level units, I'm a big fan of them for an investment point of view and obviously entry point. This one here, 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, nestled in the middle. It's got fabulous courtyard space, but as well as a garage and additional car park. Single level entry to the market.
And well priced in the 5s. Yeah. You don't get much in the 5s, do you, anymore?
Starts this weekend, and the inquiry to date's been very strong, and that should go well too.
So come and have a look at that one, Leo and Graham teaming up on it. So that's a big wrap for just a taste of things to come. A little bit of an entree, or what do they call it? A little bit an appetizer to the market. 2017, some great properties, some great opportunities in a marketplace that just feels like it's going to continue just going along at a very strong pace. To me, it doesn't look like it's stopping or slowing down. I mean, we don't know. We're not economists or predictors, but we can only tell you what we get a feel or sense of, having been in the business for a while, me a little bit longer than him. But certainly, it all points in the right direction if you're looking to buy in Carnegie and surrounds. And that's a bit of a wrap for February. Anything else that you want to talk about today?
No, I just think, we're well rested and we're looking forward to a big year. I think now from a timing perspective, if you're thinking of selling now, it's a great time to launch to the market. There's a ton of buyers out there.
Absolutely.
But also if you're looking to buy and you wanted to
get some good choice now.
Especially with the low interest rates, and to park some money long term, we'd love to help out.
I was saying the other day at the meeting, when I first got into real estate, to hear about these people that bought properties, they had to get a deposit together. But they could buy a property and the interest would just about cover the repayments, the rent would just about cover the interest repayments. And I always thought, imagine living in a world where you could actually do that. Well, we're actually, even without taking into account how high the prices are, they've all gone up, and all of that stuff that of course makes it a little bit painful. At the end of the day, the interest rates are so low, so often the rent will pay it off, and you're going to get gains for the years to come. So buy real estate, buy in great areas like Carnegie. Hopefully you can buy something through us and we'll rent it out for you, which would be our pleasure. But we can only recommend this area, can't recommend this area more highly, because Carnegie and surrounds is why we opened an office there. Right. And now it's going to be 2 years next month. So congratulations, well done. That's a big wrap on the Carnegie Report. My name is Gary P.
And I'm your Samuel.
See you next time.